Welcome to part two of my conversation with Luke Embry. If you missed part one, we talked about what to do when you've got the opportunity to bid on a big commercial cleaning contract, but they want you to lower your prices. If you've ever dealt with that, check out the link in the description. But today, you're going to discover the difference between scaling from $500,000 to $1 million, which Luke did in the last year, and what it looks like to go from that $1 million to $5 million a year, including on how to keep culture strong when you may not even know all your employees. Let's jump in. Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Luke Embry. We had a phenomenal conversation that was going long, and he had another question that was great. So we decided we're going to do two podcasts. So if you like part one, I think you're going to like part two. Just a reminder, this guy started commercial cleaning with Commonwealth 2021 in Lexington, Kentucky. That was now 2025. He's got around 65 team members, just had their first $1 million year. So things have gone really well in the first 5 years. And the best part is, because that's semi-impressive if you're working 60 hours a week and you hate your company and your family hates it and you're miserable. Luke's full-time pastor?
Full-time pastor.
Full-time pastor. Saw a wedding ring. So I believe there's wives and kiddos and all that good stuff.
Today is my 25th wedding anniversary.
Dude, you look, oh man, I thought I was older than you. We might be similar in age. You look good, man. Or you got married real young or both. Yeah, so not just good revenue, good growth, good team, but able to pay all his bills and do a full-time ministry, which is, to me, nothing wrong with money. Love money, but boy, oh boy, I'll take freedom. Really, we don't want money. We want freedom that we think money will buy. So when you get the freedom, money's nice. All right. So the first question we had, if you want to get into it, we talked about as he grew, he had a couple questions. What do we do about pricing and for larger jobs? How do we look at margin? If you want that podcast, go check it out. Today, what he wants to talk about is he learned, and again, I'm going to put some words in your mouth, Luke, please correct me if I misrepresent you at all. Hey, when I went from $500,000 to $1 million, I learned some stuff. There was kind of this category of crap I didn't know. And now I either know it and know it or know that I don't know it, but at least I'm aware of it. I have a feeling there's some things from 1 to 5 million, which is the next goal, specifically around culture at scale. How is that going to look? How is that going to change? What don't I know about that? How do I make sure what works at a $500,000 company and hopefully is working in $1 million company continues to work culture-wise at a $5 million company? Is that a fair representation?
It is. And if I can plug you a little bit, actually, when I first started the business, I was listening to you, and your advice was start with your values. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the best decisions that we made early on. We hire to our values, and we also our clients share our values, or we drop them. Because we're in this to do good in our city, but we're also in it to enjoy this work. And it's not enjoyable to have a client or an employee that doesn't fit your value set. So
because you or them. It's not like you hate it, but they love it. Yeah, it's not a fit.
That's exactly right. So our values are show up, do good, make money, empower others. Boom, 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 right? It's like I learned that from you as well, to make them short and succinct.
You were this close to a stinky man hug, dude. I'm really, I love that, man. You're firing me up.
Yeah. Well, we have committed to that. And I think that's one of the, our retention rate with our employees is much higher than the industry average. My folks enjoy working with us and we enjoy working with them. The challenge that we're finding, though, is that as we get bigger, right? You mentioned that we're around 65 employees. They call it, value drift, right? Mission drift. How do you continue to communicate and importantly, connect your values with the employees beyond the interview? When our systems are designed to empower us, one of our values, to empower our employees to go to these locations on their own, right? So an employee may have like 2 or 3 spots, like imagine like a substitute teacher, right? And she just needs to make a little bit extra cash. She needs 2 or 3 jobs. Great. We set her up. We make sure she knows what success looks like. We release her. We trust her. We don't interact with her as much every day. And so how do we continue to impress those values at a distance, I think is my question.
Love that question. And it's, if I can be so bold, from my experience, that's the exact right question to be asking at this moment. Second one, we'll talk offline, is profit. We haven't talked about that one. I don't want to make sure how that looks, but I'll beat you up on that separately. But yeah, the numbers and culture would be the 2 things I would be looking at from 1 to 5 million. I want to share, it's funny, is our clients or people that have been in our community for a long time, we always start with core values, just like Luke said. And I find the newer people not always, but to a degree, are kind of like, yeah, give me the good stuff. Like, tell me how to, like, give me the nuts and bolts and the blocking and tackling. But the people that have been around the community for a longer time, and typically the seven figure and up folks, come back, even if it took them a little while to adopt and go, that was the most important thing. So I just want to encourage those of you going, I don't know, give me the good stuff. Like, we've got a ton of podcasts, the quote unquote good stuff's out there, but don't, the smaller you are, the less this matters, but you build a foundation. Like, it's funny, like, it's like, oh, I'll start budgeting when I get rich. It's like, no, you'll get rich when you start budgeting. I'll build a culture when I've only got me and two other people. I'll build a culture when I get a team. It's like, no, you'll get a team when you build a culture. So foundational stuff. Okay. That said, I've got some very specific answers because I love this question. First and foremost, the flow that we coach is weekly meetings, monthly parties, quarterly reviews. So weekly meetings, about an hour a week, about 2 hours a month, and half day to a day a quarter. Like, that's the whole, I can't think of a more leveraged way to spend your time as an owner. Because you're exactly right. When we start, it's like, it was just me and Steve and Luke and Bob and Sally, and we hung out all the time, and they loved me and I loved them. And, they were just like osmosis. They were just near me, and they just had I was bleeding it onto them. But now they're 65 and I haven't even met Susie. Girlfriend just showed up 2 weeks. I don't even know her name, for crying out loud. So go ahead. It looks like you want
Well,
to say something.
I heard you say weekly meetings. Was it quarterly parties? Is that what the second one was?
So I said it fast. There's three: weekly meetings, monthly parties, quarterly reviews. And if you want to add anyone out there taking notes, it's about an hour a week, a couple hours a month, half day to a day a quarter. So that's the total time commitment. Very small amount to, run your company, even if you're like, hey, I want to do this part time. So the massive leverage there is the weekly meetings. You get to show up a little early, see who's there, how things are going. You can hang out a little late, and you'll find the people that need to talk to you will stay and talk to you. That's why I say an hour. We coach the meetings to take 10, 15, 20 minutes. If it's a team of 30, you might take 20, 25, but it should be quick. These should not be an hour. These are quick 5 minutes of admin. If we're changing how we do payroll or whatever, kind of logistical, that's fine. 5 or 10 minutes. That's it. The bulk of the time, ideally 80% or 100%, if there's no admin, we're not going to like jam it in, is just talking about the core values. Hey guys, I want to start. I saw Luke, his partner, Alana, was not feeling great yesterday. And, a lot of people would just complain or whatever. He was opening doors. He carried her stuff in. As you guys know, help outs, for us, it's have fun, make money, be real, help out. You would obviously use your own. I saw you do that, Luke, and I want to say it in front of everybody. Also, Alana, you were sick, and we got, just so you know, our customer happiness manager called to make sure you guys know we do those calls every week, and they couldn't rave enough about you. So great job on both the help out, the make money. So that's what that meeting should look like, and it should feel good. So it shouldn't be, people are like, is it mandatory? It's like, well, A, I would pay for these. B, it's like, the fact that they would ask if it's mandatory is a yellow flag. Like, do you not want to be a part of what we got going on here? And people will, especially get larger, like, well, you don't understand. We have 2 or 3 locations. And we got a bunch of people and they can't all show up. It's like, I know, but this is the cost of this is what we talked about the last episode, paying a real company that does real things, that has real training versus just, kind of, mercenaries that we throw a couple nickels at and give them some keys and hope for the best. So that's the weekly meetings. Monthly parties, not paid, zero work, just a party. The only, again, air quotes on the work would be you can give out awards. So, and they can be real, employee of the month, but most positive feedback, most improved, best trainer, whatever the case want to be, hottest wife, stinkiest, guy to leave the bathroom. Like we would do ridiculous awards. So yeah, that's the only, and I'm using the word work very loosely, and that should just be a party and recognition and awards. I'm gonna start crying. I remember when we did our awards, we'd have people come up and, I'd put my arm around them, they'd take a picture and stuff like that. And I would go to employees' houses years later and they'd have them on their fridge or their mantle, and like something you didn't even think about. And it meant a big deal. All right, last story, and we're going to get to it. We give awards at our next level events. We have our live events. And my son, who is 9 at the time, just for fun, I said, his name's Christian. I said, we're going to have you give the Christian Award. Didn't think much of it. I just thought it'd be a cute, fun thing. He was so excited. All weekend, he was telling me, like, I think I'm going to use this now. What's her name? And he gave the award to Claire, one of my favorite people, Canadian. I'm always busting chops on Canadian. If you say I said it, I'll deny it, but Claire is a delight. He gave it to Claire, and she is, ever since then, she is his favorite member. He runs up and hugs her every time he sees her. If she's not there, where's Claire? He was devastated when he found out she was married. Like he was, that's her husband. She's married. He was very upset about that. And Claire at the next event brought her Christian award, wanted to show Christian. He wasn't there because he was in school and whatever, but just silly stuff that doesn't sound, and it wasn't silly. I mean, it means a lot to me. It meant a lot to Claire. I'm a lot, and it's a memory I'm going to have with my son forever. So don't sleep on awards. So that's the monthly party, not paid. I'm not looking for everyone to show up every time, but I want people to want to be there. And if they don't, that's a me problem, not a you, not a them problem, right? It should be an attractive thing, not a pressure thing. Quarterly reviews, that's where we have a whole thing on how we pay and how you give bonuses based on blah. I can't get into that right now, but quarterly reviews is where you give feedback. It's on very specific criterion. It's not just, I'll just give it to you, core values match, time and attendance, how often excuse unexcused absences, positive versus negative feedback, and how long it's taking you versus par.
Yeah.
So it's very specific in terms of.
So those are 1-to-1, those reviews?
Yes. And certainly when I'm up to probably 20, 25 people, I'm going 1-to-1 because I can do that on a day. Like they might only be 20, 25 minutes. You don't have to go forever. And then when you start getting bigger, you can either go multiple days, but I try to get it done in less than 2 days because I don't want to get burnt out. The alternatives are you can have leadership participate in some, you can go group. So there's options you can do. But if I've got a team of 60, I'm going to do it whatever makes sense for me and my culture, but I'm not going to do it for more than 2 days because I want it to feel good for me, for them, for everybody. And I'm okay blocking out 2 full days for quarterly reviews, but not more than that.
Yeah.
That's just
I like
me.
you also get feedback the other way as well. So you
I
get
try and go 80-20, 80% me giving them feedback on them. I do want 20% on what they like, but I hear more at the weekly meetings.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to get it too backwards where we're confused as what the goal. So it's not that I'm closed to it, but I do want to make sure we get done what we need to get done. And the people that are crushing it, I'm more open to their feedback, obviously, than the people that. So if it's like, Luke, you're crushing it. Here's the 4 things. We can get that done in like 2 minutes because you're doing great. Hey, what can we do to make your life better? But when you're really struggling, we're going to spend a little more time there, and I'm a little less interested in what you think we can do to get better. So we got to read the room a little. All right, so that's the main flow. The last thing I want to give you that will make a huge difference all the way up to 5 million. And guys, gals, don't wait till you're a million. Don't be like, oh, this is a Luke problem. I'm at 50 grand a month. So no. Trust me, this is so much easier to start at 10 grand a month or 2 employees than it was trying to turn the 60, 100 person ship around. We coach, and I love, and I've done for years, giving people much more authority than you think they can have much earlier than you think they can do it. So the way we coach is a 3-step hiring process, group interview, one-on-one interview, working interview. Employees run all of it. So once they get hired, they're expected to do a group interview and then a one-on-one interview. And then they're going to train the next guy. Not like, well, I've waited until Steve and I've got an ops manager and he gets paid double and blah, 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 blah. I hate that because if I put Luke with Steve and Luke's the trainer, and I say, hey, Steve, shut up and sit down and do what Luke tells you, Steve's just going to turn off his brain. And then why am I paying Luke to watch Steve work? Why don't I just fire Steve and just pay? What are we doing? Right. But if I tell Steve, you know what you're doing, right? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. And again, I'm not advocating this for if you're in the business of brain surgery, but for cleaning, we're going to find out real quick. And you'd be shocked when you say some version of, maybe not out loud, hey, Luke, we got a lot of people around here. Churn's high. Once you've been here a month, I'll learn your name. Maybe get to work.
Mm.
You'll get a certain result from that. And here's the thing: 20% of the people, not even 10% of the people are going to be great no matter what. They'll do better and they'll like it and they'll stay longer, but they're going to do very well either way. It's not going to move the needle a ton. Probably 20% of the bottom end ain't going to be great no matter what. You can do all this stuff and it just ain't going to fly. Less a percentage in different jobs. This is for cleaning. If you have a higher level, that bottom end is a lot smaller percentage. But in cleaners, this is what we got. And that's group interview, one-on-one interview, working interview. We don't try and rehabilitate them. We try to weed them out in the process. That middle 70%, they're going to be wildly influenced. This is the difference between a C player, even a D player, and an A player. So when I say, Luke, yeah, of course you can do a group interview. I trust you, man. You have fun, make money, be real, help out. You live those values as well as anyone I see. And I don't care you only been here 10 seconds. You're going to run a group interview. I trust you. I want you to pick your own team members. And Luke's like, no one's ever treated me like this before. Are you sure I can do it? I'm like, of course I'm sure you can do it. And Luke puffs up a little, and guess how Luke shows up? might have been a seat his last 10 jobs because everyone said, shut up, sit down, get to work. And I was the first guy. They go, Luke, you got this, man. So lots of responsibility early on, and 80% are going to rise, and you're going, holy crap, 10 or 20, maybe you misread or something, whatever, but you're going to know quick. And you don't have to do this. I got to wait till they've been here 6 months and hold hands and give them a gold star. We get them doing working interviews, group interviews, one-on-one interviews. And when I'm gone or I can't be there, I don't have a manager. The team leads the meetings. Like, I want them to be like, I got this. This is my thing. I own it. And that, by the way, when you get up to a team your size, you ask us offline, I'll give you just a really quick answer. When you have this kind of culture, you don't even need it. Like, we coach hiring ads and a whole process that you have way more people. It's phenomenal. You get a good culture at 60 people, you shouldn't need any of it. I'm still going to have it running in the background, but I would expect 20% of my hires to come there because your best good people hang out with good people. And Luke, right. I'm vibing right. with you. I'm guessing if you referred me somebody, I'd be like, oh, you're Luke's friend? You're good. I'm not saying you're good, but they're going to go through the likelihood that's a fit is 86% versus might be 12% for a stranger. All right. I've ranted long enough. Let me know if you got any fill-in questions.
No, it's great. It never occurred to me to have our techs do the interview process to actually recruit. What I like about this idea is exactly what you said. Good people know good people. And we've got some really good people working with us. And so to incentivize them to actually go out, find the person you want to work with, interview them. Here's a list. Here's an 3x5 card.
Just to be clear, they're two separate things. So it's not like, oh, Luke, I love you. Bring a person and you're going to interview them. The process is the process. So every week for a company your size, I'd probably have 2, maybe 3, depending on what your churn is. Group interviews a week, but 1 is basic maintenance, 2 is kind of default, and 3 is not hyper, but we're really looking to hire. So let's just call it 2. 2 group interviews are going to happen a week. The scheduler, just like they schedule people for their cleanings, are going to schedule the group interviewers, the one-on-one interviewers, the working interviewers. So you could still refer Bob or whoever you got, whoever happens to be running the group interview that week. He's still going to go through, Bob's going to go through there's going to be a little star on his thing that says, this is a friend of Luke, and we're going to look at him a little differently. But it's not like we're going to put you in on that group interview or jam you in there. And if it can be, like certainly in the working interview, once they've made the, I might put you in there, but the group stuff, we're going to, and I probably wouldn't have you do the one-on-one interview because obviously you already referred them, like you already think highly of them. So, but I just want to be clear. It's not like we modify the system works all the time. Referrals go through the system exactly like everybody else. They just have a little gold star that's like, oh, this is a Luke guy. He's just likelihood he's going to make it through is just much higher.
So the techs are performing group interviews. Where they
all of them, and everybody does everything. So a tech might do a group interview this week and a one-on-one interview next week and a working interview the week after, maybe nothing. So everybody needs to be able to, what we're looking for is decentralized power. Everybody thinks, I don't think you're there at 1 million, but you probably were at a half. This is probably one of the things you didn't know that you didn't know at 500,000. I bet you if you're like most of our clients, if I could just find the right ops manager, then I'll be free and I can do everything. Sure, until that guy gets sick or screws you or does whatever. And now, God dang it, was that real freedom? You just moved the bottleneck or the choke point from you to that guy. I don't know how much we really did. This is decentralized power. You're a ghost in the machine, man. Like this guy didn't show up or this guy didn't do that. It's like, I don't care. We have everybody, my supervisor. I'm just centralizing power with 3 supervisors on a team of 60. It's like, hey, team of 60 at a group meeting, who here knows how to do their job? Everybody. Who here only does it when I'm looking at you put someone because you're a cheat and you're going to try and screw me if I don't have a no one? How about we just stack with the supervisors? We coach our people to pay 10% above average for your area, plus an additional up to 15% based on performance. How about we just give you all the money? You guys be the kick-ass people that I know you to be. Sound good? Cool. Who needs a babysitter? Nobody? Great. So yeah, I hate supervisors. It's just saying I'm too lazy to make a goddamn system and have a culture that I trust. So I have 3 people I trust. I pay them a ton of money. And then also what happens is those supervisors will go bad and a whole third of your team blows up every 2 years. And it's a goddamn, sorry, I'm getting ranty again. But yes, everybody does everything, complete decentralized power, and it scales like a son of a gun.
I like it. It's very helpful. I'm really looking forward to trying it out. I'm going to get our team together and start implementing that. I'm
looking forward to the 5-year podcast. When we were at 5 million, we're talking about how to go to 10 million.
Yeah, I look forward to that as well.
All right, Clean Nation. Thanks for hanging. Luke, you've been a great sport, brother. It's been good to catch up. Talk soon, Clean Nation. Go out there, get to work. See ya. Hopefully that was helpful. If your cleaning company is growing chaos instead of profit and revenue, shoot me an email at mike@growmycleaningcompany.com. I'll do what I can to help, and I personally read and respond to everyone.